Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about how to capture those perfect, joy-filled birthday photos, the ones you can actually print and hang on the wall, all without spending a single second on editing software.
You know the feeling, right? The birthday kid's running around like crazy, the candles get blown out in a blink, and you're left scrolling through a bunch of blurry, too dark, or just kind of meh photos that don't capture how great the moment really was. It's so frustrating to feel like you missed it.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to fix today. I'm going to give you a really simple but super powerful system to get stunning, professional-looking photos right in your camera, ready to print straight out of the camera. No editing, just pure capture joy. Okay, so if there is one thing you take away from all of this, it has to be this. We're calling it the action rule, and I'm telling you, this is the single most important mental model you can have for photographing kids, parties, anything with movement.
So what is it? Well, it's a super simple way to look at your photo, know exactly what's wrong with it, and know exactly which dial on your camera to turn to fix it instantly. This takes all the guesswork, all that panic when things are happening fast, right out of the equation.
And here's how simple it is. If your photo is blurry because your kid is zooming around, that's a shutter speed problem. That's it. If the photo is way too dark or way too bright, that's an ISO problem. And if the background is a total mess and distracting, that's an aperture problem. One problem, one dial to fix it. It is that straightforward. And this is so important to understand. When kids are moving, shutter speed is your #1 priority. It's totally non-negotiable. Your aperture won't stop motion. Your ISO won't stop motion. The only thing that gives you that perfectly sharp, frozen-in-time image is your shutter speed.
So here's the action plan. 3 simple steps when things start happening. Step 1, jack up that shutter speed. That is the first dial you touch. Think at least 1/250 for walking, and maybe up to 1/1000 if they're really running. Step 2, now that's gonna make your photo darker, right? No problem. You fix that by bumping up your ISO. And step 3, and this is key, leave your aperture alone. Just keep it wide open to get that beautiful blurry background we all love.
This is a mantra you have to burn into your brain. Blur is worse than grain. Look, a sharp photo that has a little bit of grain from a higher ISO, that's a great photo. You can use that. But a blurry photo, it's useless. You can never, ever fix blur. So don't be scared of that ISO dial. All right, so now that we have that action rule locked in, let's put it into practice. Let's build a playbook for the biggest variable you're going to face at an outdoor party, the light. You're basically dealing with two opposite problems, right? You've got that super harsh midday sun that makes everyone squint and gives you these deep, ugly shadows. Or you've got a cloudy, overcast day that can make everything look kind of flat and blah and gray. The good news is, both of these are totally fixable in the camera. Okay, playbook #1, the harsh, sunny day. Here are your starting settings. Keep that aperture nice and wide to blur out any crazy backgrounds. Now your shutter speed needs to be crazy fast. Why? 2 reasons. To freeze those fast-moving kids and to stop all that bright sun from just blowing out your picture. And your ISO can be nice and low, so your images will be super clean. In fact, if you just want a magic number to dial in and basically forget about on a sunny day, try 1/1600th of a second. It's an awesome starting point that's going to handle most of the action you'll see. And this is all about using your feet instead of a filter. You want to find what's called open shade. Think about the edge of the shade from a building or a big tree. The light there is gorgeous and soft. And the most important thing is to always expose for their skin. And look, if the sky in the background gets super bright, who cares? The faces are what matter. All right, let's flip it. It's a cloudy day. The good news is the light is like a giant softbox. It's beautiful. The bad news? There's just not as much of it. So we've got to crank that ISO up to brighten things up, and we'll set our white balance to cloudy to automatically add a touch of warmth back in to fight off that gloomy gray feeling. And here's the absolute game changer for cloudy days. See, on an overcast day, your camera's meter gets tricked. It sees all that bright white in the sky, and it tries to make everything a dull middle gray. You have to override it. You have to tell your camera, nope, I want this to be bright and airy, by using your exposure compensation dial and just bumping it up a little bit. Plus 0.7 is a great place to start. This one little change makes a huge difference. Okay, so the technical stuff, we've got that covered. But let's be real, a perfect photo is more than just sharp and well exposed. It tells a story. So let's shift from the how to the what. So this is the question you need to have running in the back of your mind the whole time you're shooting.
What moment tells the story of this particular birthday? You're not just a picture taker anymore. You're a storyteller, a documentarian for the day. So what are the big story beats? Well, two of the absolute must-haves are blowing out the candles and opening gifts. I mean, they're just filled with so much emotion, anticipation, surprise. It's all there. And even though you're probably indoors now, that action rule still applies. You need a shutter speed of at least 1/250th to keep those faces and fast-moving hands perfectly sharp. So how do you capture that story in a really compelling way? Think like a filmmaker. Use this simple 3-shot sequence. First, get a wide shot. Show everybody who's there. Set the scene. Then, move in for a medium shot of the main event, the birthday kid with the cake or the gift. And finally, get in really tight for a close-up on the details. The glowing candles, the hands ripping the paper, that look of pure joy. That sequence tells a complete story.
Whew, okay, that was a lot of info, I know. So let's boil it all down into one simple checklist you can run through in your head before the party even starts. Okay, this is it, your print-ready checklist. Before you even start shooting, do a quick mental check. Is my aperture wide? Is my shutter speed fast enough? Over 1/250? Is my white balance set for the light? And most importantly, are their faces brighter than the background? Got it? Good. Then, while you're in the moment, remember this. Focus on the eyes. Always. Use burst mode to get those amazing in-between expressions. And don't just stand there. Move your feet, change your angle, and look for the moments between the poses. That's where the real gold is.
And really, that's the whole system. You've got the technical rule, you've got the lighting playbooks, you've got the storytelling framework, you have everything you need. The technical stuff is just the tool that frees you up to go out and just focus on telling the story.
So the next time there's a birthday, you're not just going to be snapping pictures. You're going to be ready. The stories are right there, waiting to be told. So, what are you going to capture first?